You are watching the slow-motion collapse of a man you worked months to build. The decision to quit was not a sudden explosion, but a quiet, insidious whisper that said, "You've earned a break," or it wasn't really doing that much anyway. You stepped off the tragedy of the 30-day relapse is the false plateau. The moment you believe your progress is a permanent part of your personality, rather than a result of your daily discipline. You stopped the practice, thinking you would keep the power, but you quickly discovered that you aren't just losing a streak or a number on a calendar. You are witnessing the rapid down-regulation of your entire androgenic and neurological system. Within the first 72 hours of consistent release, the biological edge that made you feel unshakable begins to dull and vanish. According to research on the Coolidge effect, your brain is hardwired to seek novelty, and when you reintroduce high-frequency release, your dopamine receptors immediately begin to desensitize. You are essentially flooding the engine of your motivation, leaving you stalled in the middle of your life. Reference the androgen receptor study, which suggests that frequent release can lead to a decrease in receptor density in the brain. This means that even if your testosterone levels remain normal, your body literally loses the ability to use the hormone, leaving you feeling weak. And quitting retention for 30 days is like turning off the life support system of your ambition. You don't die instantly, but you begin to atrophy in the dark. The social gravity we discussed in previous scripts evaporates, and you find yourself becoming invisible once again in the... Imagine a lighthouse whose light has been extinguished. The structure is still there, but the purpose and the guidance are gone. On day 10 of my relapse experiment, I realized that I was no longer leading my life. I was merely reacting to it like. Most men who quit think they are returning to normal, but they don't realize that normal in the modern world is a state of chronic depletion and low-level depression. You have spent weeks in the light, and returning to the fog feels like a very. The twist that I discovered during those 30 days was the anxiety rebound. Without the grounding energy of retention, my internal thermostat broke. Small stresses that I used to handle with a smile suddenly felt like catastrophic weights, crushing my spirit and my daily. To analyze the truth of the relapse, you must look at the energy debt. By day 20, the brain fog was so thick that I couldn't finish a single deep work session. I was trading my long-term legacy for short-term spasms, a deal that felt increasingly. Practical framework step 1, the observation log. If you have relapsed, you must document the decline. Write down how your eye contact fails, how your voice thins, and how your motivation dies. You must make the pain of the fall so vivid that you never. Practical framework step 2, the comparison audit. Look at your bank account, your fitness PRS, and your social interactions from when you were retained versus now. The data of depletion is undeniable. You are objectively a lesser version of yourself when you choose to. Practical framework step 3, the radical return. Do not taper off your relapse. You must cut the cord with a high-intensity reset. A 24-hour fast, a brutal workout, and a total digital blackout. You must signal to your biology that the experiment in failure is. Expectation reset. Returning from a 30-day relapse is harder than starting from zero. You have memory pathways of the high-vibration life that now haunt you, making your current state feel even more pathetic. You must fight through the shame barrier to reach the light. The reality of the relapsed man is that he is leaking value. Every area of his life, his health, his wealth, and his relationships begins to show the cracks of inconsistency. You cannot build a solid empire on a foundation of fluctuating discipline and very weak. You will notice your sense of humor becomes darker and more cynical as your dopamine levels crash. You lose the joy of being and replace it with the need for stimuli. You are no longer content in the silence. You are afraid of it. The world wants you to stay relapsed, Because a depleted man is a predictable man. He is easy to sell to, easy to distract, and easy to ignore. By quitting retention, you handed your sovereignty back to the system on a silver, tarnished, and very. You might feel a sudden surge of self-loathing on day 30 of the relapse. This is the soul's warning. It is the realization that you have been sleeping while your life was passing you by. Do not numb this pain. Let it burn you. Tears of wasted potential might hit you when you realize how much ground you lost in just 4 weeks. You were so close to the breakthrough, and you chose the comfort of the pit. This realization is the bitter medicine required for the suspense of the relapse is the slow decay. You don't lose everything at once. You lose it seed by seed, thought by thought, and day by day. It is a quiet death of the man you were supposed to become in this. Your relationships will suffer because you are no longer present. You are looking for the next hit instead of looking into the eyes of the people you love. You have become selfish in your depletion, a shadow of the provider you once. This is the philosophy of the return. You have tasted the truth of the fall so that you can value the glory of the rise. You are not broken. You are informed. You now know exactly what is at stake every single. The emotional weight of the 30-day truth is the feeling of fragility. You realize how easily your power can be taken away if you don't guard it. You are no longer arrogant about your strength. You are vigilant about your very weak. But the danger is in the binge cycle. You think I've already failed, so I might as well keep going. This is the lie of the bottomless pit. There is no bottom. You must stop the fall now, or you will lose your. One moment of true resolve is all it takes to start the climb back up the mountain. The 30 days are over. The data is in. The truth is ugly. Now, use that ugliness to fuel a rise that is 10 times more. Your journey is a cautionary tale for some and a blueprint for resurrection for others. You are the man who went back to the dark just to prove that the light was real. Now, go back to the light and stay. If this video gave you real value, tap the thanks button. Your support helps me keep creating deeper content like this. Every thanks is a spark that keeps this mission alive. Your support means more than you know. Real wisdom deserves real energy. Drop a thanks to fuel the next level. The suspense of your new day one is the source of your new humble power. You aren't counting days anymore. You are protecting your soul. You are the master of the return, the captain of the rise, and the one who, as the sun sets on your 30-day experiment, you stand in the broken silence, ready to rebuild. You are the relapsed man who refused to stay down, the architect of the resurrection, and the one who has finally, beautifully, and eternally found them. The final silence of this script is the silence of submission to the truth. No excuses, no lies, just the cold, hard realization of what must be done. You are the master of the rising, the captain of the soul.